I'll put it simply, was Nick Saban outcoached last night?
I feel he clearly was. I mean, for several reasons. One, I think Gus Malzahn came in with an outstanding game plan. They had the bye week leading in. They came out with the up-tempo offense, showed a few new wrinkles that Alabama's defense really struggled with. I mean, remember, everybody was talking about Auburn's run game versus Alabama's run defense. Auburn came out and ran the ball effectively. Then you go specifically toward the end of the game. I felt he took the ball out of A.J. McCarron's hands in a couple key situations when they could have let him throw the football. And then the kick. I mean, I really felt Gus Malzahn had the presence of mind to put the returner back there in Davis. I do not think Coach Saban took his team aside and said, hey, we have to cover this if it doesn't get there. I don't even think that came up, because if you watch the offensive line, the guys that were protecting, they were spectators. It took them a while to kind of realize what was going on, and by the time they did, it was too late.
I didn't like Nick Saban's decision to go for it on 4th and 1 earlier in the fourth quarter when they could have attempted a 30-yard chip shot field goal and made the game a 10-point game, even though they had already missed a few field goals before that moment. I didn't mind his decision late, though, to attempt a 57-yard field goal and try to win the game or send it into OT. You've got a kicker, as he mentioned, that makes 60-yarders in practice, so you give him the shot, and I agree with you, Danny. They were not prepared for that situation. The offensive linemen were watching. They were not sprinting downfield, getting into their lanes so they could make a tackle. But Auburn was prepared. They had a returner in Chris Davis. They had a wall set up down the left-hand side to pick people off, get blocks, and win the football game. Auburn deserved to win this. This was not a fluke. Their win against Georgia on 4th and 18, that was a fluke. Yeah. But they ran for 296 yards against a defense that had allowed 5 touchdowns in the previous 9 games. Nick Marshall didn't throw it often, but he made big throws. The defense was resilient. You give up a 99-yard completion and a 56-yard completion inside the opponent's 2. The special teams came up with 2 huge blocks. They deserved to beat the #1 ranked team in the country.
Well, Auburn doing so for just the 4th time in its program's history. Meanwhile, Nick Saban, fun fact here, 7-5 against the FBS in his run at Alabama in the month of November. Just something to chew on, SEC.